Hey everybody, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today on our 2023 Toyota Highlander, we're going to be checking out the CURT Premium Hitch-mounted Bike Rack. First impressions of the rack, I think it's a good fit for the Highlander. Really simple, not a whole lot to it. It's going to be a great way to carry around a lot of bikes. So this particular one that we have today can hold up to a total of 4, but if you need to carry an additional one, there's a 5-bike version available as well. Something I did notice right away, and this could vary a little bit depending on your particular Highlander, but the rack does set up pretty high, which is great for ground clearance. We're not gonna have to worry about our bikes hitting anything. But if you have a real heavy bike or you're on the shorter side, you might run into some difficulties trying to load these on and take them off. If that's going to bother you, I did just do a Thule Hitching Post Pro bike rack similar to this, and it held the bikes probably about here, so a little more manageable. If that's something you're concerned with, that's another option for you. But this one's a little bit different, on how it's going to work. The arms actually kind of start to swing in and get a little more narrow. So this will be real good for those children's bikes, smaller frame bikes, things like that. But you are still able to put full frame bikes back here too. But just want to mention that. The way it works, super simple though. You're going to have 2 straps here on the top tube and then a strap down here. And this is supposed to help, alleviate some of that sway that you'll get when the bikes are going down the road. Is it going to completely eliminate it? No. Is it going to help? Absolutely. But we'll go ahead and get this bike out of the way so we can take a better look. These straps just pop off. And you can go ahead and slide this off. The narrow ends do kind of help out a little bit too as far as making it a little more manageable to get off. The cradles here where your bike's frame is going to sit, they're 3-sided. And each side's a little bit different, and you can kind of rotate them around to find, what style will fit your bike's frame the best. It's kind of a hard plastic material. The straps, definitely not the worst ones I've seen, nor the best, somewhere in the middle. They feel like decent quality, should hold up for quite some time. And I do suggest, though, if you're not using it, to keep everything organized, go ahead and just make a habit of putting those straps back in place. If you do want to pull into your garage with the rack in this position, you're going to have to kind of think about some measurements because it is going to extend the overall length of our Highlander. So I know a lot of people probably like to load up their bikes night before, pull into the garage, that way you can just hit the road first thing in the morning, not have to bother with it. So to help find that out, I'm just going to measure we'll just go from our Toyota emblem there to the very edge of the rack. And it looks like it's going to be about 39 inches. So it takes up a little bit of space. When you're not using it, the arms do fold down, though. So there's a pin and clip here. Let's pull that out, swing this on down, pin it back into place here. And now it makes it relatively compact, actually. I'd say probably the furthest point will be down here. And we'll just go from our bumper to it. And in that position, it's only going to add about 14 inches to the back of your Toyota. In the stored position, like we have it here, if you don't feel like taking the rack in and out, you plan on using it, you're just driving around with it like this, that's perfectly fine. And honestly, I don't think it looks too bad either. Definitely not super noticeable or, looks goofy or anything on the back of the Highlander. So definitely good there. And one thing that a lot of people wonder is if you're still going to be able to get into the back of your SUV with it on like this. And this one, the answer is yes. When it's unloaded, you can fold it down. That's super crazy about this system, but it is what it is. There's going to be a little T-handle there. You loosen that up. You have a pin and a clip you can pull out. And then there's a lever here you can pull up on that. And that'll actually drop down, giving you the space that you need to open up the hatch and get anything you might need in and out of the back. This is going to work with the 2-inch by 2-inch trailer hitches like we have here on our Highlander today, and honestly most Highlanders should have this size anyway. but it is going to come with an anti-rattle bolt. That'll eliminate some of the slop and play there in the connection point, helping to keep things a little bit quieter when you're going down the road. So to kind of give an example, say if we're hitting some bumps, you can see that it's going to move with our Toyota and not on its own. Other than that, at the end of the day, real simple, easy to use bike rack that I feel like is a decent fit for the Highlander. If you're anything like me, you always want to see, the product you're interested in actually working or in action. So why don't we go ahead, load up some bikes, go out on the test course and see how this does. This is our test course. Let's start with the slalom. This shows side-to-side action, such as turning corners or evasive maneuvering. Then, onto our alternating speed bumps. This shows twisting action, such as hitting curbs, potholes, road debris, or even uneven pavement. Last of all, the solid speed bumps. This shows up and down action, such as driving through a parking lot or parking garage, or driving in and out of a driveway. And that'll finish up our look at of the CURT Premium Hitch-Mounted Bike Rack on our 2023 Toyota Highlander.